Hello, everyone. Are you feeling like your body isn't what it used to be as you age? Do you struggle to climb stairs? Notice your muscles shrinking or feel fatigue that lingers? Wait just a moment before turning off this video. Listen to what I'm sharing today, and your perspective on protein will completely change. In today's video, I've prepared some incredibly important topics. We'll cover the shocking changes that happen to our bodies as we age, the frightening consequences of miscalculating protein intake after 50, scientifically proven ways to boost protein absorption, and the characteristics of people who shouldn't overconsume protein. Plus, I'll dive into a key secret to preventing sarcopenia that even doctors might not know, backed by scientific evidence. Especially noteworthy is a study showing that after 65, you need up to 50% more protein than you did when you were younger. Stick around and don't miss this vital health info. Hit the subscribe button now and turn on notifications to stay updated. If you find this video helpful, give it a like so more people can discover this valuable information. A Harvard Medical School study tracked over 50,000 people aged 70 and older for 15 years, and the differences between those who consumed enough protein and those who didn't were astonishing. Even more shocking, most middle-aged and older adults have no idea how much protein they actually need. We'll explore why and how to fix that today. Let's start by looking at the changes our bodies undergo as we age. After 30, our muscle mass begins to decrease by about 1% per year. But after 50, that rate accelerates to 1.5 to 2% per year. Even more alarming, muscle strength declines much faster than muscle mass. Studies show that after 60, strength drops by 3 to 4% annually. That's why climbing stairs or lifting heavy objects becomes harder. Here's a critical fact as we age. Our ability to synthesize protein also declines. When we were young, the same amount of protein effectively built muscle, but as we age, the impact halves even with the same intake. This is called protein resistance, and it's the key reason we need more protein as we get older. Additionally, digestion and absorption weaken with age. Stomach acid and digestive enzyme activity decrease, making it harder to break down protein. That's why a new protein intake strategy is essential for middle age and beyond. The World Health Organization recommends a baseline protein intake of 0.8 gram per kilogram of body weight for adults, but recent studies show this is far too low for middle age and beyond. The Korean Geriatric Society and the American Society for Nutrition recommend a minimum of 1.2 gram per kilogram of body weight for those over 65. For very active seniors, it can go up to 1.4 to 1.6 g depending on individual needs. For a 70-kilo adult, that means 56 g was enough when young, but after 65, you need at least 84 grams. A study in Japan found that seniors over 70 consuming 1.2 grams per kilogram of body weight had 40% less muscle loss and a 23% lower mortality rate after 5 years compared to those who didn't. A more specific study from McMaster University in Canada divided men over 65 into two groups. One got 0.8 grams per kilogram, and the other got 1.6 grams of protein daily for 12 weeks. The result? The high-protein group gained 2.8 kilograms of muscle, while the low-protein group lost 0.5 kilo. But here's the key. It's not just about quantity, it's about quality. As we age, essential amino acids, especially leucine, become crucial. Leucine directly stimulates muscle protein synthesis. Let me introduce leucine-rich foods: egg whites, chicken breast, salmon, tuna, tofu, Greek yogurt, and almonds. Eggs in particular have a perfect amino acid profile, earning them the title complete protein. Here's an easy-to-miss point. When and how you eat protein greatly affects its effectiveness. Eating your daily protein in one go is less effective than splitting it into 3 to 4 meals. Research shows that consuming 20 to 30 grams per meal maximizes muscle protein synthesis. For example, if you need 90 grams daily, aim for 25 grams at breakfast, 30 grams at lunch, 25 grams at dinner, and 10 grams as a snack. Eating protein within a few hours after exercise is vital. The best window is within 30 minutes. But even within 2 or 3 hours, you can still benefit. Aim for 20 to 25 grams post-workout. Protein before bed is also key. Muscle regeneration happens during sleep, and supplying amino acids then helps. Eating Greek yogurt or cottage cheese rich in casein. Protein 1 to 2 hours before bed is ideal. Now let's talk about scientifically proven ways to boost protein absorption. First, pair it with vitamin C. Vitamin C aids collagen synthesis. Eat broccoli or bell peppers with meat or fish. Second, take creatine. It enhances muscle energy metabolism and boosts protein synthesis. A daily dose of 3 to 5 grams is ideal. Third, stay hydrated. Protein metabolism requires plenty of water, so increase intake when boosting protein. Fourth, consider digestive enzyme supplements. As enzyme production drops with age, protein supplements can help break down protein. Fifth, eat with fermented foods. Probiotics in kimchi, miso, or yogurt improve protein absorption, but there are cautions. Some people shouldn't overdo protein. First, those with chronic kidney disease should be careful. Excess protein can strain kidneys. Consult a doctor to set an intake level. Second, people with gout should avoid high purine protein sources, like organ meats, anchovies, or sardines. Third, those with liver disease should prioritize plant-based proteins and moderate animal proteins. Fourth, if you're on osteoporosis medication, pair protein with calcium. Low protein can reduce the medication's effectiveness. Fifth, diabetics should balance protein with carbs. Overloading protein alone can burden kidneys, while a balanced diet helps manage blood sugar. Now here's a guide to protein intake by age. For 50 to 64, aim for 1.0 to 1.2 grams per kilogram, 70 to 84 grams for a 70 kilograms of adult. This is when you start preventing sarcopenia by increasing intake slightly. For 65 to 74, target 1.2 to 1.4 g per kilo, 84 to 98 g for 70 kilo. Combine this with strength training. For 75, stick to 1.2 g to 1.4 g per kilo. Adjusting for activity and health, 84 grams to 98 grams for 70 kilograms. Efficiency drops with age, so more is needed. Add 0.2 to 0.4 grams more if you exercise, especially with strength training. Protein supplements are also helpful, especially for seniors with reduced appetites. Prioritize natural foods, then fill gaps with supplements like whey, casein, or plant-based powders. Whey for fast absorption, casein for slow release, and plant-based for easy digestion. But eating more protein alone won't build muscle. You need exercise. Strength training is essential. A Harvard study found that seniors over 70 combining adequate protein with 2 to 3 weekly strength sessions increased muscle mass by 8% and strength by 15% in 6 months. If exercise isn't an option, just walk 30 minutes daily with enough protein to slow sarcopenia. Sleep matters too. Growth hormone release during sleep aids muscle repair and protein synthesis. Aim for 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep. Don't skip vitamin D. Low levels hinder protein use for muscle synthesis. Get sunlight or take supplements. Avoid common mistakes. First, don't cut carbs entirely. They're an energy source for muscle building. Pair with protein. Second, don't overeat protein in one sitting. Over 40 grams reduces absorption. Stick to 20 to 30 grams per meal. Third, don't neglect water. Protein metabolism needs it. Drink before you feel thirsty. Fourth, don't rely on one protein source. Mix animal and plant-based options. Fifth, don't miss exercise. Timing protein around workouts is key. Finally, a practical tip: increase protein gradually to avoid digestive strain. Add 10 g weekly to reach your goal. Remember, individual differences, activity, health, and digestion affect needs. Adjust based on your body. If cost is a concern, use affordable options like eggs, tofu, or beans over expensive supplements. Natural foods often work best. If this video helped, hit like and subscribe, and share with health-conscious friends. Wishing you a healthy later life. See you in the next video.